God says, "My precious child, listen carefully, pause for a moment and listen with the ears of your soul. Because in this very instant something holy is unfolding in the invisible heavens. God has just spoken your name. And when your name is spoken in heaven, every angel, every star, every part of creation stops to listen. Do you know what it means for the Maker of all things to call you by name? It means you are remembered. It means you are not lost in the noise of this world. It means heaven sees you clearly. Your name has echoed like a sacred melody across eternity, and with that sound your destiny is being awakened. 3 minutes may seem like a short time in human eyes, but when heaven marks a time, it isn't about hours or seconds, it's about divine alignment, about the meeting of heaven and earth at the exact point prepared for you. And right now you stand at that meeting place. Every burden you have been carrying is about to shift. Think of the times you felt unseen, misunderstood or left behind. Yet here in this very moment, God Himself calls your name, not the name that others mocked, not the name that others overlooked, but the name written in light, held close by angels, treasured forever. When heaven speaks your name, power is released. That power changes sorrow into joy, emptiness into abundance, rejection into divine embrace. You may have thought your prayers went unanswered, your tears unnoticed, but heaven heard every single one. Heaven waited for this moment when your name would be called and your life turned in a new direction. Beloved, it is no accident you are hearing this now. Out of millions, out of billions of voices, this message reached you. Heaven designed this. Angels have been moving quietly, shifting the pieces of your life. That stirring you felt inside, that restlessness you couldn't explain, it was heaven preparing you for alignment. God chose this day, this moment because He knows what you have carried. He knows the nights you cried silently into your pillow. He knows the questions you asked when no one was listening. Does anyone see me? Does anyone care? And today He answers, I see you, I care, I have spoken your name in heaven. When heaven calls your name, miracles begin to break loose. Chains you thought would hold you forever start falling. Heavy loads you thought you'd carry for life are suddenly lifted. Doors you believed were closed forever swing open. That is why your spirit feels something moving even now as you hear these words, because the scroll of your life has been touched and your story is being rewritten for your good. 3 minutes may sound short, but heaven doesn't count time the way we do. Heaven measures faith, obedience and readiness. And right now your tears, your longing and your prayers have prepared this moment. Can you feel the presence around you? It's not your imagination. It is God's whisper deep inside saying, My child, I have seen your struggle, I know how hard this path has been, but no longer will you walk alone, I have called your name and I go before you. Heaven is announcing a turning point. Every disappointment, every delay, every betrayal, heaven is turning it all into testimony. The pain you thought would break you will become the story that carries you into joy. Pause and let this truth rest in your heart. You are chosen. You are seen. You are loved beyond measure. Angels are rejoicing right now because they already see what you cannot yet see, the doors about to open, the blessings about to flow, the people God is sending who will honor and uplift you. For too long you have walked among those who didn't see your worth. But when God speaks your name, no voice, no power, no person can cancel what heaven has already written. 3 minutes may sound like a countdown, but it isn't to an ending. It is to a new beginning. A chapter is opening. A miracle is unfolding right where you stand. Many wait their whole lives for their name to be spoken in heaven. Today it is your turn. Can you sense it, the lifting of the weight from your shoulders? That is heaven's confirmation. Your pain has not been wasted. Your tears have not been wasted. Every prayer has been stored and heaven is pouring them back as blessing. Don't be afraid to believe it. Sometimes hope feels risky because you fear disappointment, but heaven is not here to tease you. Heaven is here to heal and restore you. God's word never returns empty. It always completes its purpose. And the purpose of this word is to awaken your miracle. In this very moment, all of creation leans in to listen to what God has declared over your life. Angels whisper your name and the sound echoes through eternity. That gentle stirring in your spirit, that warmth in your chest, it is the sign that you are not forgotten, not abandoned. God Himself has spoken your name. And when God speaks, everything shifts. His word breaks barriers of time and distance. When He called your name, He didn't just make a sound, He released destiny into your path. He opened doors you don't even know about yet. He set people in motion who will bless you in ways you can't imagine. Beloved child, walk forward with courage. This is not the end, it is the turning point. Heaven has already begun to move in your favor. Soon the evidence will be so clear that even you will look back and say, this was the moment everything changed. He unlocked miracles. He opened gates you never thought you would walk through. And right now, even as these words touch your spirit, the atmosphere is shifting. The air around you is carrying heaven's decree. Doors that once stayed locked are beginning to open. What felt unbearable is about to grow light. What seemed unreachable is being transformed into a testimony of grace. There are moments in life when it feels as if heaven has stepped back, yet the truth is heaven has never been nearer. God says, "My voice has gone forth for you and every angel under His command has turned their gaze in your direction." Archangel Michael stands watch at the very entrance of your destiny, making certain that what God has spoken over you cannot be stolen, delayed or denied. For when the Creator of the universe calls a name, He also assigns His angels to carry it into fulfillment. Beloved, those angels are moving quickly. In realms unseen, preparations are underway. Scrolls are being unsealed. Generational doors that were locked long before you were born are swinging open right now. This moment is not coincidence, it is divine timing. You are hearing this because your life is on the edge of a transformation you cannot yet imagine. Listen closely. God does not speak a name without meaning. He does not whisper unless the time has ripened. And beloved, your time has come. The prayers you poured out in silence, the tears shed when no one else noticed, the long nights you wondered, does God even hear me? They rose before Him like incense. Today he answers, not with delay but by speaking your very name. That name is precious to him. It carries the weight of your waiting, the depth of your wounds, the flame of your hope. When he spoke it in heaven, he sealed your breakthrough with his own breath. Already his light is marking you for the miracle about to unfold. Do you realize what this means? Every battle, every heartbreak, every rejection that tried to write your ending has only been leading you here. They were never the final word. They were stepping stones to this moment when God Himself declares, "My child, your life will never be the same again." And when heaven says never the same, it is not about slight adjustments. It is about transformation, dry ground turning into rivers, sorrow reshaped into laughter, emptiness filled with abundance. Even now Archangel Michael holds a divine letter, written with your name upon it, sealed with the ink of heaven. Inside are instructions, blessings and promises written only for you. For years it may have seemed as though life was passing you by, yet all along heaven was preparing this moment, storing treasures with your name engraved on them. And now as God has spoken, those treasures are being released. The peace you have longed for is approaching. The love you prayed for is arriving. The opportunities you thought were gone forever are circling back, this time robed in favor and grace. Child of God, heaven rejoices because they already see what is about to happen in your story. Angels witness what your eyes cannot yet see. They see chains falling. They see pathways opening. They are preparing the banquet that has waited for you all along. You are not walking into an ordinary season, but one God Himself has crafted for you. And when heaven prepares, it always surpasses human expectation. This is not about chance or coincidence, it is about divine orchestration. Let your heart rest now. You no longer need to struggle to be noticed because heaven has already seen you. You do not need to strive to be chosen because God says, "You were chosen from the moment I called your name." You will not be left behind, for this message itself is proof that you are being carried forward by divine hands right now. All that is required of you is to open your spirit and receive. What is coming is not earned, it is given in love. Lift your eyes even if they are heavy with tears. Lift your heart even if yesterday's weight still lingers. Heaven is closer than it has ever been, and your story is turning its most sacred page. God has spoken. Heaven has responded. Your life is about to change forever. Even now heaven bends near, God whispering your name, not in anger, not in disappointment, but with a love that shakes eternity itself. Imagine this, out of billions of souls on this earth, your name echoed through heaven's courts. Your story was brought before the throne of the Almighty. Your destiny was spoken over with light, with authority, with power that cannot be revoked. This is no ordinary moment. This is no accident. This message comes because God is orchestrating a shift in your life, a heavenly rearrangement that will alter your path forever. You have walked through seasons where silence felt louder than every promise, where prayers seemed unanswered, where waiting became weary. Yet in this very hour, God has broken the silence, His voice has pierced the heavens calling your name, confirming your purpose, reminding you that none of your battles were wasted. Every tear, every hidden night of sorrow, every prayer that seemed unanswered, they were seeds. Seeds buried deep in the soil of time, waiting for their appointed hour. And now they are pushing through, blooming into miracles. Child of God, your name is surrounded by angels. Archangel Michael is even now standing guard, raising the sword of truth over your life. Where lies sought to bury you, truth is rising. Where betrayal left wounds, healing flows. Where rejection closed doors, favor is breaking them wide open. Do not wonder why God has called your name in this very moment. Do not question your worth. You are chosen. You are marked. You were anointed before you ever breathed your first breath. And now heaven has spoken, your season has come. Your name has always been written in the eternal book, not in pencil that fades but in ink that cannot be erased. Heaven has carried your identity as a treasure, waiting for the appointed moment to unveil it. That moment, beloved, is now. When God says your name, creation responds. Winds shift, seas part, and the ground beneath your feet begins to align with destiny. You have wondered why certain doors stayed shut, why certain relationships ended, why certain paths seemed blocked. It was not rejection. It was protection. God says, I withheld what would have harmed you so I could prepare what will heal you. And now Archangel Michael stands guard, a warrior of light, making sure nothing interferes with this unveiling. He circles not only your home but your future, ensuring that every scheme of darkness collapses before it reaches you. Every whisper of doubt, every shadow of fear, every plan designed against you is being dismantled. You are stepping into a chapter where divine interruptions will cancel the enemy's intentions, where sudden turns will lead you exactly where you need to be. Think of how a seed pushes against the soil, unseen, buried, waiting for the right season. It is not dead, it is preparing to rise. That is you. Buried in hiddenness but never forgotten. And now the ground above you is breaking. God says, rise, child, because the light is here. The season of sprouting has come. Your struggles have been the soil, your tears have been the water, and your prayers have been the sunlight. Now the fruit of all you endured is ready to show. The angels are not only watching, they are participating. Archangel Michael says, we have been ordered to walk with you into this shift. We are assigned to protect and accelerate. That is why things will begin to move faster than you expected. Where you thought it would take years, it will take months. Where you thought months, it will take weeks. Acceleration is the sign of heaven's hand. The time that was lost will be redeemed. The years that were stolen will be restored. Child of God, you must understand, when heaven calls your name, it is not only for blessing but also for purpose. You are not only meant to receive but also to shine, to be a vessel of testimony. God says, you will speak and your words will carry healing. You will walk and your steps will carry breakthrough. You will stand and your very presence will release peace. People will notice the shift in you though they may not have words for it. They will say something feels different, something radiant, something unshaken. That is heaven's mark upon your life. And remember this, when God seals you, no force can unseal you. When God writes you into His story, no one can erase you. You are engraved on His palm, carried on His breath, sheltered in His shadow. Even in the moments you felt abandoned, even in the nights you cried without answers, heaven was closer than your heartbeat. God was storing every tear, weighing every sigh, and now He is turning them into songs of joy. Do you sense it, the weight lifting, the heaviness breaking, the chains unlocking? It is not imagination, it is the Spirit confirming. That is why your heart feels a stirring, as though something inside of you already knows the change has begun. The prophetic current is pulling you forward, beyond the place of waiting into the place of fulfillment. You will see doors open that no man can close. You will see reconciliations that seemed impossible. You will see resources appear from places you did not expect. You will see strength rise in you that you did not know you carried. For this is not the work of man, this is the orchestration of heaven. And every angel assigned to your name is now at work, carrying the instructions of God to align your path. Archangel Michael says, "Do not fear what lies ahead." The same God who called you is the God who goes before you. The same God who protected you is the God who will prosper you. The battle you thought would destroy you has become the testimony that will crown you. The pain that once silenced you has become the platform that will amplify your voice. Hear this well, you are chosen. You are marked. You are sealed. You are called. And because heaven has spoken your name, nothing in earth or hell can alter your destiny. The atmosphere is shifting and your spirit already feels it. From this day forward, expect alignment, expect favor, expect restoration. For the season of delay has expired and the season of fulfillment has begun. So pause here, child of God. Do not rush past this word. Let it saturate you. Let it echo until every doubt is drowned, until every fear is silenced, until every lie is broken. You are standing in the center of a holy turning point and your life will never be the same again. Child, destiny is not waiting at some far-off place, it is unfolding around you even now. The threads you thought were cut short are being rewoven into a tapestry so radiant that even your past sorrows will gleam like jewels within it. The pages of your life that you thought had been torn away are being restored, gilded by the hand of heaven. Every moment you thought wasted is being redeemed. God says, "I make all things new and nothing you have walked through will be in vain." Look closely within your spirit. That stirring you feel is not confusion, it is preparation. Heaven is not sending you into another trial, heaven is pulling you into fulfillment. The angels are not carrying warnings, they are carrying blueprints. Each step you take now is already ordered. The ground is not uncertain beneath your feet, it is consecrated. Heaven has walked ahead of you to make crooked paths straight and to place favor at every corner. You may have thought the silence meant you were forgotten, but silence was the sound of heaven working behind the veil. You may have thought the waiting was punishment, but waiting was preservation. God says, "Child, I was not withholding, I was aligning, I was setting the stage so that when you arrive nothing can stop the unfolding of my promise." Even now Archangel Michael stands vigilant, not simply guarding you but also orchestrating the flow of heaven's decree. His presence ensures that what is meant for you cannot be stolen, cannot be delayed, cannot be corrupted. Where the enemy tried to weave confusion, he is cutting through with clarity. Where fear tried to cloud your vision, he is unveiling divine strategy. And every strategy carries your name, every blessing has been inscribed with your destiny. Do not mistake this moment as ordinary. You are living in the hour where the unseen becomes seen. The whispers that once only stirred your soul will soon manifest in your reality. The provision you dreamed of is already gathering like clouds before a great rain. The relationships that seemed shattered are being pieced together by unseen hands, stronger and purer than before. The health you feared lost is being renewed with life from above. The very breath of God is moving through the dry bones of your past, raising what you thought would never rise again. Picture the throne room of heaven. Golden bowls filled with your prayers are tipping even now, pouring into your atmosphere as breakthroughs. Every word you once thought vanished has become a seed, and those seeds are now bursting into harvest. The field you thought barren is alive with green shoots, and what looked lifeless will soon stand tall with abundance. God says, "Child, I have remembered you, and nothing spoken over you shall return void." This is why your spirit feels both heavy and light at the same time, heavy with anticipation, light with the release of burdens. That tension you feel is the breaking of old cycles and the birth of something entirely new. Do not resist it. Do not shrink back. This is not the time for retreat, this is the time for stepping forward even if your steps tremble. Heaven does not require your perfection, only your willingness. You see, the heavens have declared your name, and when God calls a name the universe bends to obey. Winds shift direction, oceans part, mountains crumble and chains fall. Your name is not just being spoken, it is being sung. It is echoing in the rhythm of creation, harmonizing with the heartbeat of God Himself. And every beat is sending waves of change into your life. Archangel Michael now places in your hands what once seemed beyond reach. Keys of breakthrough, scrolls of instruction, mantles of authority, all handed to you because this is your appointed hour. He does not hand them with hesitation, for heaven has already decided. He does not hand them with condition, for God has already called you chosen. What is placed in your hands cannot be taken away, for it was never man's to give, it was heaven's to release. Beloved, hear me. You will see the evidence. Doors that mocked you with silence will open wide. Grounds that rejected you will now receive you with honor. People who overlooked you will witness the undeniable glow of favor on your life. Even your enemies will have no choice but to acknowledge that the hand of God rests upon you. For when heaven moves, no man can deny. Lift your gaze now. Dry your tears, not because the pain never existed, but because the pain has been transformed into power. Straighten your shoulders, not in pride, but in recognition that you carry a destiny written long before you entered this world. Walk forward, not with fear, but with the assurance that every step resounds in the courts of heaven. This is the hour where delays are shattered, where losses turn into double restoration, where your broken places shine brighter than they ever did whole. This is the moment where heaven's decree collides with earth's reality. And the decree is this: you are chosen, you are seen, you are called, your name has been declared and nothing will ever be the same again. Child, lean into this truth. The whispers of eternity are not faint echoes, they are loud proclamations. Your name is written, spoken, and sealed. Heaven has invested its glory in you, and the earth is about to witness the unveiling. This is destiny awakened, this is promise fulfilled, this is your appointed time. The heavens are shifting and creation itself bears witness to this moment. You may have thought the silence meant nothing was happening, but silence in heaven is never empty, it is preparation. The stillness you felt was the gathering of divine power waiting for the precise time to be released into your life. And now that release has begun. The Father has spoken, and when His voice moves, nothing can resist it. What was once locked is now opening. What seemed delayed is suddenly in motion. And what you thought was forgotten has been remembered with fire and glory. Even the trials you faced were not wasted. Every storm you endured became the training ground for the strength you now carry. Every valley you walked through has carved wisdom into your spirit. Every rejection carved out space for divine acceptance. You are not weaker because of what you suffered, you are stronger, sharper, more prepared for the magnitude of blessing that is arriving. What once wounded you has now become the testimony of your resilience, the very evidence that heaven preserved you for this hour. God says, I have written your name upon the palms of my hands and no one can erase it. The world may have overlooked you, but I never have. I have carried you through fire, through waters, through shadows, and you did not burn, you did not drown, you did not disappear. You remained because I preserved you. And now you will see why. The promise I placed inside you long ago is awakening. The seed I planted has broken through the soil and the harvest will no longer be delayed. Archangel Michael declares, you are not walking alone. We have gone before you to break down barriers. We have lifted our swords to scatter the forces that rose against you. What resisted you until now will crumble like dust. What intimidated you will bow in defeat. No chain forged against you has the power to remain unbroken, for heaven itself has issued a command, release this child for their appointed time has come. You may feel ordinary, but heaven does not call you ordinary. Heaven calls you chosen, beloved, treasured. Every step you take from this moment forward carries divine weight. Every word you speak carries an echo of eternity. Even the smallest act will ripple beyond what you can see, because your life is now aligned with a higher purpose. This alignment is not fragile. It cannot be undone by mistakes, cannot be disrupted by enemies, cannot be shaken by fear. It is sealed by the voice of God and His seal is unbreakable. Think of the doors that seemed shut for years. They did not open because they were not yet prepared to carry your destiny. Think of the relationships that dissolved. They did not end to harm you, they ended to protect what heaven was building within you. Think of the nights you prayed with tears. Those tears did not fall into emptiness. They watered the ground of your future, and now that ground is bursting forth with new life. What you thought was buried is not buried, it was planted. And now the time of growth has come. You are standing at the threshold of divine manifestation. Look closely and you will see the signs. A message arriving just when you need it. A door swinging wide without your effort. A person entering your life with answers you had long sought. Do not dismiss these moments as coincidence. They are confirmations that heaven's clock has struck the hour of your release. God says, I am redeeming the years the enemy tried to steal. I am restoring the laughter that pain tried to silence. I am returning joy to the places where sorrow once reigned. And I will do it swiftly, for the time is short and my promise will not tarry. You will not have to beg for what belongs to you. You will not have to chase what I have already spoken over your life. What I decree runs toward you, not away. And what is yours will find you. The angels lean close even now, watching over your steps. They are aligning people, opportunities, and moments with precision. The delay was not denial, it was design. Every puzzle piece is sliding into place, every door is swinging on its hinges, every obstacle is being lifted out of your path. What looked impossible is about to be simple. What felt unreachable is about to rest in your hands. And when it happens, you will know it was never by your strength, but by the hand of the one who called your name in heaven. You are about to rise into a season where peace flows like a river and provision comes without striving. A season where clarity replaces confusion and open skies replace heavy clouds. You will feel lighter, freer, stronger, as if a burden you carried for years has suddenly lifted. That is not your imagination, it is the tangible touch of heaven releasing you into freedom. And as you step into this freedom, understand this, your story is no longer one of surviving but of overcoming. You will not just tell of the battles you endured, you will declare the victories heaven gave you. Your testimony will not only be for you, it will be a light for others still wandering in shadows. Many will see your breakthrough and be reminded that God has not forgotten them either. Your life will be a living signpost pointing toward the faithfulness of heaven. The book in heaven with your name inscribed has now turned to a page of destiny fulfillment. The old chapters are behind you, sealed with victory and grace. The new chapter begins with doors open, promises manifesting, angels surrounding and heaven's voice still echoing, this child is ready, this child will rise, this child will walk in the fullness of what I have spoken. So stand tall, lift your head and step forward. For what has been spoken in heaven is already moving on earth. And nothing, no force, no fear, no failure can stand in its way. And as faith rises within you, heaven begins to respond. Doors that were locked for years begin to swing open with ease. Delays that once seemed endless suddenly dissolve, and what felt far out of reach is now within your grasp. God says, I am removing the barriers that stood against you. I am lifting the weight that pressed down on you. What once resisted you will now cooperate with you, for the command of heaven has gone forth in your favor. You will notice how quickly things begin to shift. Where you once struggled for recognition, people will now search for you. Where you once fought for opportunity, opportunity will begin to chase after you. The same hands that once turned you away will now be moved to extend favor. Not because of their own desire, but because heaven has written your name into their story. God is not only elevating you, He is aligning the hearts of others to recognize and honor what He has placed inside you. Do not be surprised when new paths appear. Do not fear when sudden changes come. These are not disruptions, they are divine redirections. God says, I am guiding your steps into places you never imagined, into rooms you thought were beyond your reach, into assignments you never dreamed possible. You are stepping into a season where nothing is wasted. Every pain, every tear, every delay will serve a purpose in the unfolding of your destiny. Look at your hands. They may have once felt empty, but now heaven is filling them. Every good work you were created to do will find its expression. Your creativity will flow with ease. Your voice will carry authority. Your influence will extend further than you expected. This is not the time to shrink back, it is the time to rise fully into the identity God whispered into you long before the world could see it. And Archangel Michael stands beside you in this moment. He says, you are not moving forward alone. Heaven's army surrounds you. Every assignment against your life has been cancelled. Every attempt of the enemy to derail your path has been overturned. You are covered, protected, and empowered. The flame inside you will not be extinguished. The calling over you will not be stolen. Step boldly, for victory has already been declared in your name. Even your atmosphere will begin to testify. The heaviness that once lingered around you is lifting. The confusion that clouded your thoughts is clearing. You will feel a lightness in your spirit, a renewed energy in your body, and a deeper clarity in your mind. These are not just feelings, they are signs of heaven's movement. God is reordering everything around you to align with the new chapter being written. And listen closely, your voice will carry healing. As you speak, people will feel peace. As you share your journey, others will find courage. As you testify of what God has done, hope will be restored in hearts that had given up. You are becoming a vessel of light, a carrier of restoration, a living witness that heaven's decrees cannot be undone. Do not think small. Do not limit what God is doing by the scale of your past experiences. He is expanding your territory, enlarging your vision, and increasing your capacity. What once seemed too big will now feel natural, for grace will carry you where effort once failed. The Spirit of God is breathing fresh strength into you, and that strength will sustain you as you step into greater responsibilities and higher levels of influence. And in your relationships, watch for the evidence of heaven's hand. People who were only present for what they could take will quietly exit. People who are meant to build, uplift, and walk with you will appear with divine timing. There will be no struggle to discern, for the fruit of their presence will speak clearly: peace, encouragement, and true alignment. You will no longer wonder who belongs in your circle. God is defining it for you. Even in your home, a shift is coming. Peace will reign in the walls of your dwelling. Joy will echo in rooms that once felt silent. Laughter will return where sorrow lived. Angels are not only guarding you, but they are establishing your home as a sanctuary of light. Those who enter will feel the difference. Those who visit will sense the presence of heaven resting there. And about your future, know this: heaven has already secured it. Fear of the unknown will no longer control you. Anxiety about tomorrow will lose its grip. God says, I have gone before you. I have prepared the way. I have ensured that every step you take will lead you closer to the fulfillment of my promises. What you see as uncertainty is in fact divine unfolding. Trust the process, for heaven's design is flawless. And your provision will not be delayed. Streams of supply are being released into your life, financial, spiritual, emotional. The wells you once thought were dry are springing forth again. Opportunities you once believed were lost are being restored in greater measure. God says, I am not giving you barely enough, I am overwhelming you with abundance so that you may bless others and carry out the purpose I have placed within you. You are walking into a reality where miracles are your portion. Healing will surprise you. Breakthroughs will happen suddenly. Doors will open without explanation. This is not imagination, it is manifestation. Heaven is not sending possibilities, it is releasing certainties. Your role is to receive, believe and step forward without hesitation. So stand tall now, lift your head high. Do not dwell on the shadows of your past. The light of heaven is upon you and it will not fade. The story of your life is being rewritten in brilliance and every chapter ahead will testify of God's goodness. You are chosen, appointed, protected, and blessed. Nothing and no one can take this away. For heaven has whispered your name and the echo of that whisper will carry you into everything prepared for you. You are not begging for scraps. You are receiving an inheritance. You are not waiting for a maybe. You are stepping into a yes. And all because God whispered your name in heaven. The voice of heaven is still echoing, my beloved one, your name has been called. Not in silence, not in whispers, but in the majestic courts of eternity. When God speaks your name in heaven, it is not just a sound. It is a decree, a release, a sign that destiny is unfolding in ways you cannot yet see. The angels stand alert. The seraphim pause their songs. And Archangel Michael bows in reverence because heaven's King has set his eyes upon you. Do you realize the weight of this? Do you feel the breath of eternity brushing against your life right now? You are not forgotten, not abandoned, not overlooked. You are marked, chosen and elevated by the hand that created the stars. God has been weaving a divine pattern behind the scenes. What felt like delay was not delay at all, it was preparation. What looked like silence was not silence, it was strategy. For heaven knew the exact moment when your spirit would be ready to receive. When your heart would be soft enough to embrace, when your faith would be strong enough to step into this new season. That moment is not tomorrow, not next month. It is now. The clock of heaven has aligned with the cry of your soul. And the countdown of 3 minutes is a sign that something irreversible is shifting. Heaven has already spoken. And when heaven speaks, the earth must obey. Think back for a moment. How many times have you cried for confirmation? How many nights have you prayed asking for a sign that God still hears you, that He still remembers your name? Tonight is that answer. Right now is that confirmation. You are not listening to ordinary words. You are listening to a divine orchestration written with your name etched into it. The way your spirit is leaning in, the way your heart is stirring as these words reach you, that is not by chance. That is heaven whispering, "Child, I am here, I am with you, I have not let go." Archangel Michael stands at your door, not with a sword of war this time, but with a scroll of blessing. He carries news from the throne, and it is sealed with the golden insignia of God Himself. That scroll carries your breakthrough, your healing, your restoration, and the unveiling of what you thought was lost forever. Heaven is making a public announcement. Your life is about to change. Your story is about to shift, and nothing and no one will be able to reverse what God is releasing into your hands. You may feel small in the world's eyes. You may think you have been overlooked, passed by, or forgotten. But let me tell you this truth. God never loses track of His own. While you were worrying about the future, He was writing chapters of glory. While you were battling private storms, He was speaking your name before angels. While you were questioning your worth, He was preparing crowns of favor to place upon your head. This is why you are hearing this right now. Because you have reached the divine intersection where heaven meets earth, where prophecy meets fulfillment, and where waiting gives birth to manifestation. Imagine the throne room right now. A great book is open before the King. Inside it, written in heavenly ink, is your name. The angels look upon it nodding in awe because they know what is about to unfold. They know that the trials you endured were not wasted. They know the tears you shed were collected in heaven's jars. They know that every heartbreak, every closed door, every lonely night was not the end but the prelude. And now the one who holds time in his hands has risen from his throne and declared, "It is time." Do not miss the magnitude of this moment. This is not just another ordinary day. This is not just another passing message. This is heaven's alarm clock ringing loudly over your life, saying, "Wake up, arise, prepare. Your change is here." The Spirit of God is hovering just like He hovered in the beginning of creation. Waiting to birth light where there was darkness. Waiting to birth beauty where there was chaos. Waiting to birth new beginnings where there was nothingness. That same Spirit is hovering over you now, ready to speak the words that will create your next season. Your spirit has felt the stirring. That is why you couldn't ignore this message. That is why something within you urged you to stop scrolling, to pause, to pay attention. Because your soul knows what your mind cannot yet comprehend, that heaven is aligning the pieces, that the unseen realm is moving on your behalf. Even if people around you do not understand, even if they think nothing is changing, know this: the shift has already begun in the invisible, and soon the visible will have no choice but to catch up. Archangel Michael is not just bringing a message, he is bringing a mantle. A new garment of favor is being wrapped around your shoulders. A new oil of anointing is being poured upon your head. A new door of access is being unlocked before you. You may have walked in shame before, but now you will walk in honor. You may have walked in rejection before, but now you will walk in acceptance. You may have walked in lack before, but now abundance will find you. For when God speaks your name, He speaks it to bless, to heal, to restore, to elevate. My beloved, your name has already been spoken in heaven's courts. It has already been declared among angels, and now it is echoing to you right where you are, calling you to rise higher, to step into destiny, to embrace the change that has already been decreed. Do not look at your circumstances and doubt. Do not measure your life by what you see today. Instead, lift your eyes, because the sound of heaven is greater than the sight of earth. And when God says your life is about to change forever, He means it with eternal weight. Stay with this moment. Let it sink into your soul. Let it breathe life into the places that felt dead. Let it awaken the dreams you buried. Let it heal the wounds you hid. Heaven is closer than you realize. And the voice that spoke your name is not finished yet. The countdown is not to frighten you. It is to remind you of urgency, to tell you that what you longed for is not coming in years, not in months, but in moments. You are on the threshold, and this is your crossing point. So step forward with courage, step forward with faith. Step forward with the assurance that the one who called your name in eternity is guiding your steps right now. Amen.